We'll be watching for reaction and fallout to the revelations in this next story. In internal emails CBC News has obtained, suggesting the lead safety investigator for a deadly derailment was pulled off the case after a Canadian Pacific Railway threatened to sue him and his bosses for suggesting the RCMP should look into potential criminal negligence by the railway. Megan Grant has this CBC News exclusive.
When Canadian Pacific Railway learned the lead TSB investigator involved in a triple fatal train derailment had publicly called on RCMP to get involved, the company immediately launched into damage control. The railway began making demands. In February 2019, Train 301 lost control when its brakes failed near Field, BC. 99 rail cars derailed and the train's lead locomotive landed in the Kicking Horse River. 3 crew were killed: Dylan Parody, Andrew Dockrell, and Daniel Waldenberger-Bulmer. A year later, Don Crawford was investigating the derailment for the TSB. The safety watchdog was tasked with making recommendations, not assigning blame or liability. But Don Crawford said he'd uncovered enough evidence to suspect negligence and suggested RCMP step in. After his bosses denied his recommendation to call in the Mounties, Crawford voiced those concerns on CBC News. By the next day, lawyers for the railway had threatened a lawsuit and demanded Crawford be removed from the case. The TSB did issue an apology and it did remove Crawford from the case. But the board denies bowing to pressure. Instead, it says it was trying to avoid any appearances of investigative bias. Now, last year, after pressure from the public and the victims' families, the RCMP did step in and an investigation is currently underway. For that reason, CP said it could not comment on this story. Megan Grant, CBC News, Calgary.